Welcome, everybody. Hope all is good today. And happy Thursday to you. It's Thursday, November the 14th, 2024. If you're listening to this video at another date, because we're going to have three parts to this video. And the title of this video is going to be the 2025 Problem Solver. The reason why I named it this Problem Solver, because there are a lot of you saying that you don't know what you're going to do in 2025, this new administration. Well, we're not going to worry about that. It's done, finished, and over with. But we're about to talk about some solutions to the problems that most of you are facing and most of you are fearful of. You're not going to do anything drastically. You're not going to have any fear to set in. You're going to get out here and you're going to do something different. And that is something that you should have been doing all along, is building your communities. Building communities. If you don't want to type it, just say it in your mind. Building communities. You're going to build communities. That's what we're going to do. And in order to begin to do that, is you're going to this is what you should be doing. You should be, if you are someone that aspire to be an entrepreneur, you or aspire to be a small business owner, or aspire to let your vision come to life. These are some of the things that we're going to talk about you doing to get them started. And we're going to talk a little bit about how to get some funding to make them happen. So I know a lot of you may not have any money for your business. Well, you're going to hear this today, that how you can get funding if you don't have any funding to get your business up and running. Okay. So this is the conversation that we're going to have. We're going to have solution conversations. So in order to be able to solve a problem, there has to be solutions. And this is what we're going to discuss, and that's what we're going to talk about. We're not going to be on these airwaves or these social media streets talking about all of this negative stuff that's going to bring everybody down. And you just talking about stuff that ain't helping you go to the next level, no, anywhere in your life. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So if you're looking to just get a dopamine rush, this is not the channel for it, because we solutionaries over here. All right. This is what we need to be thinking about. Solutions. So now let me go ahead and begin and tell you some of the things that you need to do in order to be able to make your reality come to life. If you're one of the ones that have not even began to start your business, start an enterprise, start something that you want to do, you must learn and know how to get that set up. If you're in the United States, there's ways that you can do that. If you're in other countries, figure out ways you have to do that, because everybody is different. But over here in the United States, and I'm saying that because I think I have some people that are on here that are not in the United States over here on the other side of me here with my other social media platforms. So anyway, if you're in here in the United States, and we are going to be hitting the ground running in 2025, these are some things you already need to put in place now. And some of those things will be, first of all, you will have to set up your business, structure it correctly before you get any grant, before you get any loan, before you get any contract. These three will not happen unless you are structured. You have to have your correct, registration. You have to decide on what you're going to do, and then the EIN number. I mentioned to you guys, you also have to register that now. If you don't have one, you have to register that with FinCEN. That's going to be an additional thing that you're going to have to do with FinCEN. And after you do that, you register LLC. You talk to an attorney, and you talk to an attorney or somebody that, if you're unsure of how you need to structure it, and then you make sure that you set up your business in that manner. And you set up your LLC. After you set up your LLC, you need to get your DUNS number, because you're not gonna sit back and be passively just saying that, oh, I'm starting a business, and you're out here struggling and don't even have a game plan. But we're gonna talk about the game plan that you need to have for this to be a reality and for this to be very successful for you. After you do that, that DUNS number, you need to make sure your number is 411 listed. You need to also possibly get you an 800 number. You need to also possibly do that too as well. And then also you need to make sure that you got your business bank account. All of those things need to happen simultaneously. Just one after the other. That's what it needs to happen. Those are the first things that need to happen. Okay. So once you do that, if you need a little help, you need to be turned for as employees, you need to be figuring out what's that job description of those people that you need to, help with. And all of this, you roughly need to be working on a business plan right about now. And then really before you even get all of that, even your EIN and your LLC, you need to make sure that you are at least drafting a business plan and kind of getting that together. Because if you're going to get a grant, if you're going to get a contract, those who are in loan, you definitely will need a plan, a thoroughly thought out plan for those that you will be approaching for as a loan officer. If you're going to get a contract, they are going to need that information because the proposal, who you're soliciting to, the grantor is going to, they, even when you're getting a grant, but then if you're getting a government contract, they're going to need that. Okay. Yes. The agency is going to need that for you to do their paperwork too as well. And then also, especially when you're getting a grant, you definitely would need one because they require it of you. Okay. They need to know who they're giving this money to and where you waste it. So with that being said, if you don't have your personal credit together, I advise you to start working on that too as well. Okay. Because you may need your personal credit to help you a little bit to get kind of like balance out your business credit. Because you just don't, just because you have a business, it doesn't mean that you're going to get just because you have a business, it doesn't mean you're going to automatically get business credit. So that's not going to happen. Okay. Now there's some more infrastructural things that you definitely would be beneficial for you if you can get those at the moment. But see, this is where I advise you to, if you don't have the funding, to make sure you get yourself in position so where you can possibly go to the bank. Because a lot of times, if you go to the bank and once you start, a business, and if you have a little cash, at least if you can deposit maybe $2,500 to $5,000 or something like that, then you go in and you talk to them and they will pretty much give you a line of credit. Okay. It all depends on the bank. It all depends on, your relationship with them. And then also have a relationship with them, with a bank, before you decide on trying to go in and do business with them, to open up a business account. So if you already have a bank that you deal with now, make sure that they are familiar with you knowing that you're going to start a business and making sure that, they know a little bit about your future plans. So they may be able to assist you and help you because they may have products in the bank that can help you to grow it too. And then you can, glide your way into the business credit and then also, and if some things are going on with your personal credit, start working on that. Just really work on that. Okay. So that is something that you need to do. Now, another tip. Now, once you do that, you got to start. That's the basic structure. You definitely need to start getting yourself, just kind of like getting yourself to kind of like pre-marketing and pre-advertising, pre-structuring and getting those things out. And the reason why I say not just flat out start marketing, whatever your business is, your service is going to be, you need to lay that all out. What if you having a physical product? You need to make sure that you know exactly before you give the price of what that product is going to be. You need to make sure that you have already gotten your operational costs situated. For instance, just like with me. Okay, let's say, for instance, I'm going to use me as an example. I'm working on my, a business for myself right now that I've already done some things, and I needed to know how much equipment I was going to need. Okay, let's say, for instance, I need this for 30 people, right? So I know what I need. I had to come up with a list of what is those 30 people, what are they going to need that I'm going to work with? It's a school. Okay. It's a school. So I'm going to start off with 30. So, and then at a run of, the guidelines from the secretary, from the guidelines of from me having that particular business, there is a rule that I can have at least up until 30 students. So I needed to know, okay, how many desks am I going to need? How many possibly computers I'm going to need? How many books I'm going to need? Those things like that. And so whatever business you have, you need to know the logistics of it before you start doing all this other stuff. Okay, y'all, sometimes you do things backward. Y'all don't do it right. And so by that being said, I would have gotten all the costs together, and I would have at least the startup costs. I will know everything I'm going to need. And then possibly if you're trying to get a grant, if you're trying to get a loan, before the contract part, because the contract, you probably will partner with them. And even sometimes that can be a part of your, contract. And if you want to do a contract with someone, that can be a part of your revenue stream. But we'll talk about that in a minute. But if you're going to, that'll help you when you're working on getting a loan, and then you're working on grants, because you are already giving out the details of what it's going to cost you to be operational, right? You can figure it out by the month. You can figure it out by, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, or whatever. So where you can have a cushion. And then for instance, with me, I've already calculated, because I've already done the other stuff. I've already calculated the tuition of what each particular student is going to pay for being there. So that's the operation. You just don't come out of that thin air with a price when you are starting a business. So when you're pricing something, you just don't come out of thin air with a price and say, oh, this is going to be my price. No, you have to count your costs, your expenses. What is it going to cost you? If you're going to hire someone, or if you need someone else, what is the equipment going to cost you? What your desk going to cost you? What your computer is going to cost you? All of this matters. So don't you go in 2025 without your without your thinking cap on, and without your armor on, ready to make things happen. Hey, how you doing? Don't you come in 2025 with your half stepping behinds. For as business is concerned, don't do that. Don't do it. And we don't care who's going to be in administration, but you're going to make it happen. You're not going to let that deter you from living your legacies. And you're going to we'll talk about that in a minute, because I wanted to say this, and you're going to give good customer service. Yeah, you're going to give good customer service, because you're going to want to, y'all, some of y'all, can I say this to you? Can I say this? You need to circulate your money in your own communities. For the most part, circulate your money in your own communities and start, because I'm gonna tell you that you're up for a rude awakening if you don't start. Yes, this little silence here for a minute. Circulate your money in your own communities. Learn how to do business and stop playing. Learn how to do business and stop playing. You have too many resources. You have too many gifts. Y'all have too many talents. You have too much opportunity. You waste too much time. You have too much entertainment. And you thinking that it is a game out here. But these folks are not playing with you out here in this world. They are not playing with you. They are doing constructive things. They're making them happen. And you are going to be left behind if you keep doing the same old thing and expecting a different result. It is not going to be favorable for you. And I know, yes, God is in control, but he wants you to control those minds to the brilliant aspect and make things happen for yourself that he's given you the ability to do, and stop making excuses. That's what he wants you to do. Yes. Stop making excuses and make these things happen. Now, let me continue on. So once you have decided and gotten that together, see, you'll be better prepared to get funding the right way. Don't be lying on your credit applications, and don't be telling, all of these imaginary things. Now, sometimes you can project like some, if you're working on a loan, because a bank will tell you, or whomever you get a loan from, they'll tell you the projections can be sometimes used in certain, it all depends on certain businesses, and that means the projected of what you possibly can make, but you won't know any of that until you do those things I just said, that I just mentioned to you, right? So see, that is so important. And even if you go and try to get a loan from, or either try to get business credit from someone or whatever, talk to the one that make the decisions, and by you having your plan, your business plan, and by you having a plan out, laid out, then you can negotiate and talk. And then you can talk. So that's a way to solving these problems in 2025 is going to be imperative for you. This solving a problem in 2025 is meaning you need to get you got to make some money. You have to make some money. You have to build your businesses. You have to do whatever you have to do. Yes. So this is some of the things that you must do. Now, once we've been talked about that, so in order to stay in business, y'all need to listen at this part right here. We'll be getting a little deeper in this. This is the introductory today. We'll be getting a little bit advanced with it tomorrow. So don't miss it, because I will be taking this video down. This one won't be staying up for too long. Okay. Now, the next thing you got to do is prepare yourself to grow your business by marketing your business, by letting people know you exist, by letting people know that you're out here, you have the service that they need, but everybody is not your customer, right? Do you know that, or don't you? You do you? Do you? I hope so. Okay. Do you know? Y'all ain't saying nothing. Y'all speaking, but you're not saying that. Okay, thank you. Thank you. How about you over here? Do you know? Okay. If you're seeing this on the replay, you can still comment because I can still see it. Okay. All right. Now, when you are getting ready to market your business, meaning you need to let somebody know you exist. They want to give you their money, but they don't even know you have a business, right? See? Oh, thank you. So, what you have to do is come up with your strategies to make it happen. Now, there are ways, y'all hear that all the time, right? Oh, what strategies? What they talking about? Strategies. Let me give you a few strategies. You got to just research stock and chicken hawk. You got to do that. You got to look and see what's going on different social media channels, because the information and the data is out here, y'all. It's out here for whatever businesses. Don't Let me tell you something. Stop being only consumers and be producers. This is what I'm here. I get up here all the time. This is what I want to talk. Well, we was having a casual conversation last night over here. You're hmm? I don't understand what you're saying. But anyway, no, it's how I got my phone turned. If that's what you're asking me, is my phone is turned this way. So anyway, back to what I was saying. Let me lose my train of thought. Ask me something that's pertaining to what we're talking about. So let me get back to marketing. So when you are when you are out here establishing those marketing parameters, what you have to do is you have to know who that person is that you are marketing to, and you have to research them. You have to research them, like I said, through these social media platforms. You have to read articles, and not necessarily article. Well, yeah, read Reddit and Quora. Go to platforms where people are having discussions. You need to solve some problems, because that is going to be your buying base, and that is somebody that's going to, just like now. The reason why I'm doing this particular type of video, because I've done exactly what I told you. I realize, and I've listened, and there is a lot of uncertainty, fear, and all those things out about, 2025. Nobody's, everybody's kind of in fear and talking about what happened and conspiracies and all of that. And, oh, the election was stolen and all this kind of stuff. I don't have time to think about that now. Think about putting your energies into and then, and then think about, what you're going to do next year and work on having a better life. Even if things are going to get rough, things are getting rough with everybody. There's going to be a different, certain sector of group. What they're saying is a lot of African Americans are going to really go through. No, think about what you can do so way that won't happen to you. No one can project anything on you unless you allow them to. No one can project anything on you unless you allow them to. So you need to be taking action, be in action. So this is what I'm saying to you. Okay. Now, with that being said, next thing with marketing is you're going to have to target your audience. You're going to have to be specific about who you're targeting. How do you do that? You do that by what I just said. You do that by what you say? No, it's not. It's not going to be hard. If you don't speak it, it ain't gonna be hard. So what you have to do is with your marketing, like I said, some of the things that I just mentioned that you should do, like I just mentioned to you, some of the things that you need to do. That's not all that you need to do, but that's just some of the things that you need to do. I'm sorry, y'all. I got some little notifications going off on that. So those are not all the things, but some of the things that will, especially with the marketing, that is going to help you. And then you're gonna be targeting a specific group of people, those that are interested in you. And when you get on these social media platforms to make that happen, you need to build up your audience and things like that, right? So you got to understand that it's going to take a little time for you. If you can't hire anybody to do these things for you, it's going to take a little time for you. And it's good. Fine. You have to go where your people are. Determine, you got to sit down and discover that. You got to set goals. You can't be lazy. You can't be out here thinking that everything is going to happen like the snap of a finger. It's not going to happen for you. So if you want something different, you're going to have to do something different. If you want to say the same, then keep on doing what you're doing, and then your life ain't gonna change. This time next year we'll be having the same conversation. Okay. Now, some of the ways that you can target your audience, I'm gonna share some with you. You have to find out to specifically target the person that you want to. And this is how people do really well. Hey there. This is how people do really well in business. Y'all listen up. This is how they do really well in business. And this is how, those of us out here that really, we don't wait when we're not wasting our time. These are some of the things we do. We find out what, who, where, and why. What is the item, or what is the situation? What is the target, right? Who is that person? Where am I going to where? And then this is part of your ads too, and then why? Why this person want to buy this product? Why? So you figure out all of that. You're halfway there. They don't tell you that, but that's it. You're halfway there. You are halfway. And so, see, if you're new to business and you hadn't done anything, you're starting off, you're going to be able to put this in your plan, and you can come up with who's your customers going to be, and then start taking action and running ads to them, and then, or either just finding out where they are so where you can start advertising to them and finding out what they like so you can present your brand. Hey there. And so you can present your brand to them. That's all you have to do in that aspect, in that category. And then too, there are some things that you have to do. Let me say this to you. And I think this will stop here. There are some things in this particular arena of business that you must do. because you're not going to come out the gate immediately. You're not going to come out the gate making money. You're not going to do it. And sometimes it'll take you a little while. So this is why when you lay out your plan for as business is concerned, you lay it out, then you have a better understanding of what road you're going to have to take, because you're not going to be profitable time you start. No, you're not. You're just not. And until you realize that, you can cut back on some things. If you are serious about business, cut back on some things that you're used to doing, that you maybe say, hey, I got a goal here to make this business work. You can't do it the same old way you have been doing it. It's not going to work. Okay. It's not going to work. Because when I took my serious man, I've been taking my business serious since day one, to be honest with you. Because I was ready to do it. I mean, seriously, I was. So when I didn't do that, I learned a lot. I learned so much about the customers I did want to deal with, and who I didn't want to deal, because everybody money ain't good money. I didn't want to take everybody's, money for as a customer, and I didn't. So, that saved me headaches and heartaches and everything else along the way. So anyway, there are some things that you must have in place when you are doing business, no matter what kind of business you're doing. Y'all listen up. Y'all can write them down. You must know how to do the marketing. I just mentioned that. You must have, there are some softwares and some systems that go along with you, whether you're brick and mortar or whether you are doing it online. See, all of this here is a part of your plan. There's ads that you need to run, but you need to know how to specifically run them. We'll be talking about them in it. And then, oh, by the way, I have a Black Friday. I'm a Black Friday vault. It's going to have nothing but courses in it. So this stuff that we're talking about is going to be specific, broken down, and how to do it step by step. Each course going to, and then you can get the whole course if you want to for the whole business plan. Okay. Happy Thursday to you too. Hey there. All right. And then the next thing is having surveys done. Surveys is going to be good for you, will be for those that kind of get into your ecosystem, or kind of, once you'll learn all that in, what I'm saying is you'll learn all that in one of the courses that I have. And that way, when somebody is in your ecosystem, whether they don't purchase something from you or gotten something from you, like if you have a lead magnet or something, I'm sure y'all know all about that. You've probably heard it 1,000 times. But if you got something that you want to give your potential client for free, to just to kind of see who's interested in what you have to sell, you may want to do that too. And I mentioned to you earlier about the pricing. You want to make sure that you got your pricing down, and I talked to you about how to do that. And then you want to be able to give a complimentary service, a complimentary product or service to those that have already done your, that have already done your, how already purchased from you from, something else. Because there's always something else to go with something else that they purchased from you. It's always something to go with something else to go with something else. Hello there. Thank you. Yeah. And so always, and then also retargeting. You want to retarget the people that you, meaning sell to them again. Retarget them like something that they can get into your ecosystem that might be a little bit more personal, right? So if you buy something, a little small introductory item from me, you can't have access to me for as one-on-one, because we haven't built up that, basically not like that, because it is going to be, okay, let's see, because it's going to be, it won't be beneficial for what you need. And then, I have a lot going on. So you would have to be a little bit, cautious of, you have to be a little bit cautious of that with your business as well. So is there any questions anybody over here need to ask me? I'm stop on the floor now. Any questions? I saw some come up before, but I think I might have missed them. So I'm gonna give y'all a few minutes if you want to ask me some questions, and we'll be back tomorrow talking about part 2 of this, the problems, the 2025 problem solver. And the problem solver is, you got to get out here and you got to have a business, to start a business. If you don't want to, teach your children how to do it or something. You have to do more. Generating income in this 2025 year is going to be very crucial to you. And you won't have to worry about who's in the office, and you'll be able to do some things and start doing, money talk and BS walk. So you have to make sure you're in a position to have the opportunity to have some more funding. funding out here for yourself. So there's not no questions. Seems like nobody's having any questions about what we talked about or what we're discussing today. If it's not, then I'll let y'all go. Well, okay. Okay. All right. Well, we're in that. There's no questions. I see y'all here. Yeah, bachelor over here. Y'all are not asking any questions. Alrighty. Well, this is going to be it for today, and we'll see you tomorrow. But we'll talk more about this. We'll break it down a little bit further on some of the things that we talked about today for the 2025 problem solver, and it is for you building wealth, and we're starting your business or implementing and growing your business that you already have. So we'll be talking about it more tomorrow, and I hope to see you tomorrow. I don't know what time I'll probably come in tomorrow. I have a doctor's appointment in the morning, so I'll probably get with you guys. Probably be after 2 o'clock or something like that. So anyway, talk to you later. Bye bye.